staying in alignment. Wish it was easy, but yeah, it takes some work, takes some effort, takes some discipline for sure. 100%. You're not always going to be on par. You're not always going to be just ready to just be on it. You're not always going to be there. There's going to be those off times. There's going to be some of those swings. And I wish, yeah, I get addicted to it to where I always want to be on point, on point, on point. And sometimes you just got to take the rebound. You got to take the deflection. You got to take the laziness. You got to take the procrastination, the pain, the discomfort. You got to take it all. You got to take it all. Maybe you got to unwind. Maybe you got to, relax a little bit and train your focus. But it's all part of the process. All part of the process. Yeah, today it was just like I wanted a burrito. I wanted to eat a box of cookies. I wanted to not go to the gym as usual. What else? I wanted to lag, procrastinate, fandangle, and just have a negative mindset towards everything. And I was just like, just wait it out. Just wait it out. Wait it out. And yeah, had to wait it out. Had to stay on the meals. Had to stay on the faith, the focus. Yeah, because the focus just kept going off and off and off. Started thinking to other things, down the loopholes, down the wormholes of situations that just don't exist, but the mind is like, hey, let's bring this to life in your imagination. And you got to keep pulling yourself out. You got to keep pulling yourself out, because if you stay there, it's going to cause more pain than anything. Talking about just not getting lost in your own mental, I don't know, just like dysfunction while you get yourself back together. Because the thing is, it's a swing. It's a pendulum swing. You're going back and forth. And sometimes the swing to one way, it seems like you're there for a long time before it goes back. And when it goes back into the opposite side, the polarity, yeah, it might be equal to, or depending on what you're doing on the good side, the side you want to be on, you come back to where you want to go either quicker or it takes longer. And I think it takes longer if you're not on your P's and Q's, if you're not on point when you're on the good side. Because when you're on the good side, everything's in order. You have your wake up time, you have your food intake on point, you're hitting the gym, you have your routine, you're reading what you need to read in order to stay on, just advance and get on point. And when you do all those things and then you swing out, you hit the polar opposite, the polarity, it doesn't last as long. And I've been noticing, like, when I'm on it, it doesn't last that long. But if I'm off, man, that polarity swing, I'm there for a while. I'm there for days. Just deep in it. And it's a good lesson. It's a good lesson. We got to have both, And it's all part of the process. Part of the process. And we just get better. We just get better. That's all there is to it. We just get better. I'm reading some books that I bought that I said I was going to read years ago, and I haven't read it. So what I started doing is just like opening up a page, looking through it. I'm going through ChatGPT to give me a summary of the book, and it seems like it's something that's calling me. One of them is Reality Transurfing. That's one of the books that I'm going through. Another one, honestly, it's been calling my name, and I've been wanting to get more on this topic and get more detailed and insightful. And it's Leadership 101. And yeah, these are books that are really on point with where I'm going and what I need to work on in order to advance and move forward. Yeah, it's something that's needed. Just to get really dialed in, really refined, really clear in your direction and where you want to go and how you want to do things. I've bought books in the past that just collected dust, and I'm going to read it, and I never do. Or I'm going to need it one day, or for this idea, it's going to support this idea, and I don't get to it. So it's a never-ending cycle, being on top of your things, being on top of what you need to do, being on top of what you said you were going to do. My problem, sometimes I want to do too much. I want to do too much. I want to do this and that. And just learning how to refine down to just some simple things. And yeah, it's definitely part of the process, But again, we just get better. We just get better. We don't point fingers. We don't blame. If we do point a finger and blame, it's ourselves, because that's who's in control. And excuse me. It's on us to do what we got to do, and admit our mistakes, improve our effort, get more detailed, get more present with what we need to do. And especially this day and age, avoid distraction. So much distraction. Holy moly. It's a lot of distraction. And yeah. It's that's a skill too, to avoid distraction. Honestly, I think it's a skill, avoiding distraction. So many distractions, and you overcome those distractions, you just get better. And we're just talking about action as well. And sometimes we want to take perfect action, and there's no such thing. Imperfect action is something I got to implement more. Imperfect action, get into the flow, get into the rhythm of things. Like, I'll let you guys know, like, with this posting of this video, the video series I've been posting, like, I'm making it into a habit. Like, it's part of my routine now. Like, no matter what day it is, no matter what's going on, I'm just making it a habit. And it wasn't like that before. I was struggling. And just posting is just now part of the process. Because whatever it is I do, I need to record it and post it and share it and be like, hey, it's going to help someone. It's going to uplift them. It's going to put them on point. It's going to get them in alignment. It's going to inspire them. Just regular people doing regular things. I'm just a regular dude. And so much that calls our attention, so much that calls our name, so much that we feel within, like, we want to attach to and get with. And it's all there. It's all there. It's just the only thing that's in the way is ourselves. So it's the only thing in the way. I have a buddy of mine. He was talking about his mother, and we had a little conversation. And he's like, "Yeah, I was talking to my mom, and she's in her 70s, and she goes, I'm still trying to figure life out." And I was just like, "Ain't that the realist?" Ain't that the realist? Like, she's a nice woman, very nice woman. I've known her for years, very nice woman. And when I was talking to him, he's like, "Yeah, my mom's still trying to figure things out." I'm like, dude, that stuff never ends, man. Oh, man. That's hilarious. Because it's true. Like, you never have it figured out. You just keep going. Another guy I know, shout out to my Australian people, at a seminar, first question he asked, he's like, I forgot, man, I gotta get clear on this, but he asked a question regarding, like, why does he hold himself back? And then the mentor was like, turn around and look at everybody. That's why we're all here. We all hold ourselves back. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. That's why I'm here. I'm holding myself back. There's limits in places that there shouldn't be. There is, second guesses. There's conflicting mental constructs about things that we got to do, we want to do, but we don't do. We are human. We're so contradicting. We say one thing, we do another. We want one thing, we're getting another thing. We want it all. I mean, it's just constant, just not a straight line of, that's the constant. It's not a straight line. And we as men, we got to get on a straight line. We can be on a straight line. We admire those that are on a straight line. For example, like athletes. They might not be on the most straight line, but it's definitely a lot more straight than average because of the training they do, the focus they give, the mental training, the obstacles they go through. They put themselves in the straightest line possible. Yeah, maybe no one will ever be in a straight line because no one's perfect. But how straight can you get on a line? And I call it alignment. How straight can you get? There's some things we got to remove. There's some things we got to disassociate with. There's some things we have to remove from our routine and introduce new things, discomforting things. Now I understand why people take ice baths. I get it now. People do crazy workouts. People do this, people do that. And yeah, I mean, everybody want to win. Everybody want to win. And I realize like not everyone can't, because not everyone's willing to put a time, an effort, a dedication, a commitment to something. And I mean, we do it to things that don't serve us, if that makes sense. We do put time, effort, energy, and dedication into things that don't serve us, right? We put those things in entertainment and instant gratification. We put those things into things that are just pleasurable, but we do it because we're avoiding pain. We're avoiding discomfort. We're avoiding, we're avoiding the pain that we got to go through to receive the pleasure of our ideals, of our vision. And not everyone's willing to do that. They'd rather cheer on people who do it. They'd rather spend their money, their time, and energy dedicating themselves to rooting for people that do that, supporting people that do that. And for some people, it might be a beautiful thing because it inspires them to live in that, with that energy. But then there's others that have that calling, something greater, something deeper, something more profound, something more impactful that they have a calling for, and they just don't do it. I'm one of them. It's a battle. It was a battle just to start posting videos. My self-talk got in the way. My discomfort in the way. So I got to go through these things and talk about them because, I mean, it's the human path. Again, shout out to my friend's mother and the Australian homie who said, why do we hold ourselves back? Because, yeah, we do it. We do it. And that's part of the obstacle. You're your own worst critic, your own worst enemy. And if you want to win, you got to overcome yourself. That's the first enemy. That's the first battle. That's the first opponent. Battling yourself. So, topic of this video was just staying in alignment. Staying true to yourself when things are not going your way, when you don't feel like it, when you want to detach and let loose. Like, I'm glad I didn't have that burrito. I would have devoured it. And then I would have told myself, I have room for some tacos too. And then I would have had some cookies. I'm like, I gotta have dessert and wash it down. Like this stupid stuff that just comes through the head that just wants to just nonstop. And this is what happens. I'll tell you straight up what happens. I'd be like, those cookies weren't that good. I gotta have something else. I gotta have some muffins. I think that's gonna hit the spot. And what ends up happening is everything I have and I talk myself into, it never hits the spot. I'm just looking. I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm like, dude, you're not gonna find it. You're not gonna find it. I'm looking for this hit. I'm looking for this dopamine rush. I'm looking for this something. And the thing with desserts is like, it gives you just enough close where like, hey, like, let's tickle it. And you're like, oh, I'm almost there. Like, give me something else. And you just keep going and going and going. And it's just like, damn, you got to catch yourself. You got to be strong. I think that's a lot. I think that's basically what it is for a lot of people. And for those that are addicted to just food, porn, drugs, whatever, it's just like there's this dopamine hit where it kind of just brushes off like the tip of the iceberg and you're just like, I'm almost there, I need more. And you know what, but I'm not gonna lie though, there's been some times where, okay, this food hits the spot, this dessert hits the spot, like I don't need anything else. But when you're on a diet, when you got a fitness change, when you're on point with what you need to eat and how much, let me tell you, like, you want to go all out all the time. That's where discipline comes in. That's where the self-love comes in too. So, hope that helps. Let's for those people, man, I just got to give a shout out to all those that are starting before New Year's. Like, the New Year's resolutions are like starting now. Like people are getting on it. So, man, car ride, car parking, talk. I don't know if I'm gonna do some more of these videos. I kind of like the walking ones, but you know, I got some ideas. I gotta start implementing those. But we're at the 15-minute mark, so I'm gonna end it right here. Y'all have a good night. Peace.